Hello, my name is Lynette, and this is Public Speaking 12597, Columbus Tech. Definition speech. Contrary to popular belief, one's sense of gender and one's anatomical sex are two distinct elements, each developing at different times in different parts of the body. Determining one's gender identity can be a struggle between internal forces and outside influences. There is, however, a large difference between gender and sex. Let's bring some clarity to the situation by first defining sex, gender, and gender identity. Sex is either of the two major forms of individuals that occur in many species, and that is distinguished respectively as male or female. Or it could also be defined as the sum of the structural, functional, and/or behavioral characteristics of living things that are involved in reproduction by two interacting parents that distinguish male and female. Gender, the behavioral, cultural, or psychological traits typically associated with one's sex. Gender identity, the totality of physical and behavioral traits that are designated by a culture as masculine or feminine. When a situation occurs when your gender schema does not line up with your physicality, you have what the American Psychiatric Association refers to as a gender identity disorder, and they are commonly referred to as transsexuals. A transsexual is a person who has a strong, persistent desire to be the other sex, or they're uncomfortable about being their own assigned sex, or they may wish to live as a member of the opposite sex. This, however, is not to be confused with a cross-dresser or a transvestite. A transvestite is a person, especially a male, who adopts the dress and often the behavior typical of the female members of that species for the purposes of emotional and or sexual gratification. There are at least 3 well-published theories on gender development in children. The biological theory is based on evidence that high levels of the male hormone testosterone are associated with high levels of aggression in boys and tomboyishness in girls. The social learning theory proposes that gender typing is the result of a combination of observable learning and differential reinforcement. A third, the cognitive developmental theory, states that gender understanding follows a prescribed timeline. The pattern put forth is that children recognize they are either boys or girls by the time they are either 2 or 3, followed shortly by recognition that gender is stable over time. And by the age of 6 or 7, children understand that gender is also stable over situations. Taking that which is within and making it fit within outwardly defined parameters is a struggle that is ongoing and is not limited to gender. So I leave you with this question. Do you define your gender, or does your gender define you? Thank you and have a good day.